I'm not really convinced that Ignite's bad. And remember what I always say on these streams is that, you know, if you're playing low elo and you're not taking an offensive summoner, you're not going to be able to take advantage of some of these really crappy opponents, and I'm not really convinced that this guy isn't crappy. What do we have? No, we have no sustain here. But yeah, we're just chilling. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because there's not much to talk about. You can maybe find some windows to go in when he blows his cooldowns and his mana's low, but at this stage, like, there's really not much we can be doing here without jungle assistance and Vi isn't coming. Our only window is probably like the level 3 versus level 2, and then the window kind of closed off. We get poked down a little bit by some space aids. It's completely standard with no jungle pressure. Now that said, jungler could path through here and probably get a kill a couple times or get summoners a couple times, but whatever. We can only control our lane. There we go, Bub. Good job, Bub. So yeah, it looks like you're gonna back. You probably get what, a Doran's ring, maybe another one. Oh, okay. So you're going for revolver, a couple pots. I'm hoping that you TP right away. Yeah, that's a missed opportunity. All right, so here's the first thing I'm gonna criticize you on. What you really want to be doing here is you want to put this guy in you want to pressure with teleport. If you're gonna take teleport, this is a very important concept for you guys to understand, and a lot of people don't get it. So we're going to slow this down to half speed and talk about this start to finish. Okay, so you back because your health and mana are pretty low, and you can't really apply much pressure, and you have money to back with. We're going to talk about using our teleport to apply pressure on the lane, as well as keep our XP, we get an item lead, and potentially abuse this guy and force the jungler to hold mid, force this guy to back at a shitty time. When you're backing with teleport, your goal, guys, when you are in, like, actually, I'm going to back up just a little bit further. You need to be opening your shop. You're at tower. You need to be opening your shop right before you start backing and getting ready to buy what you need to buy. And you need to buy it ASAP. Okay, so it's going to be... And... Here it comes. Bam. We open up shop. Revolver, 2 pots. Click right in. Like, it needs to be instant, and you need to teleport. I'm going to bring up Epic Pen. It needs to be instant, and you need to go right here. Because what you're going to be doing is you're going to put this guy in a shitty spot. Notice his mana pool and his items, right? So you see he has a Doran's ring and a pot. You'd be showing up with a revolver and 2 pots, and you're going to be TPing right to a minion. Your goal is to TP onto a minion so that you can, just like you would in top lane, so you can keep him interested in staying in the lane and put him in a spot where he doesn't feel comfortable backing. If he backs, then you can poke at him, you can shove the lane to tower potentially, you can do all sorts of stuff. But because of the way you play it, you decide to walk in, look what he gets to do. Right? He gets to get all that shit that he wants to get. He gets to push the lane in, and we don't get to pressure him, stop him from backing. This is a very, 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 very important concept to get. A lot of people don't do it. A lot of times when I do coaching, I see top laners like backing, and I'm like, well, you know, if this guy would have TP'd, he could have actually fucked you. This is a perfect example of where if you would have just TP'd right away, you would have forced Malzahar to make a choice, and it's all about putting people in spots where they're uncomfortable. Do you think that the Malzahar is going to play the absolute most optimally if we teleport to the minion and then keep him encouraged to stay into the lane? No, of course not. There's a chance that he stays in the lane. There's a chance that he tries to push and gets himself caught. There's a chance that we get his summoners by him trying to push. There's a chance that the jungler comes mid and forces a bad 2v1 when we hit an item spike and we can just survive the 2v1, absorb the gank, and waste the jungler's time. There's a chance that the guy just backs anyways and misses a bunch of farm. There's a lot of mistakes that can be made that we don't give our opponent an opportunity to make. If we're going to take teleport, we need to understand where we can get strength out of the teleport. Okay? Otherwise, you just... I mean... You're just wasting... You're just wasting the summoner, dude. Wasting it. It's wasteful. You know? There's no value there. It needs to happen, dude. Wasteful, like that shit that your grandparents are gonna get you for Christmas. Just that wasteful shit, like an Elmo fucking watch, even though you're like 17, right? Grandma's gonna be, kids love Elmo, right? And they're gonna give you that shitty watch. A waste. Stupid ass grandma is supposed to get you some real shit. Like a fucking gun or something, dude. Or I don't know. Some steam points. Suspenders, there it is. That's what grandparents get us all the time. Fucking suspenders. Some fucking Bible. They give you a Bible. You found Jesus? Yeah, you probably haven't found him. Damn it, Grandma. A hand-knitted remote control holder. That's the key. Yeah, it's a pretty stale lane, dude. Gotta say. Why? Let's talk about this. Okay, I don't know why you don't lead with W here. So, W needs to go where you want the gank to come to, right? So, you're gonna put the W, like, here. Well, that's a big W, but you get the picture. You're gonna put the W, like, here, if you want this to happen. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure why you don't lead with it at all. And you're telling on yourself. You're telling him that the gank's coming. Yeah, it was weird. You want that W. W's a big part of Ekko's kit, so use it. Or I guess you were scared that you're gonna lose mana or something? Interesting trade. Well, now you have teleport to come back into lane. A little late on it, but overall it's fine. Hand-knitted dish rag, dude. There's so many things. Don't waste that summoner like a friggin' grandparent. Waste the gift, dude. Yeah, I don't know. That Aurelia did not. Clearly that Aurelia thought she won there for some reason. Rude Cherie, thanks for 3 months, love ya. Opinion on taking teleport over ignite for cross-mat split push late game? I honestly, I tell pretty much all of the clients that do coaching through me that they probably stay away from teleport, because as seen with this game, and this is no offense to Jesus Monkeys, but like, I think that teleport's too advanced of a summoner for most people to get value out of, and even still, I don't know if teleport's going to get as much as a good ignite lane will get. But that's just my opinion. Good ignite exhaust lane seems to be way more effective in running games over. Okay, you need to go to mid, and you do. Good job. You bait the ult. You keep the tower alive. I don't mind that. I think that was well played by you. I think the roam was fine. You put pressure on the map. Not entirely sure why you backed, though. Probably could have shoved one more wave in. Why did we ult there for? I think you panic ult here. Yeah, you definitely panic ult there. I don't know what you think's killing you. Maybe Callista? I'm gonna look at this again. First off, okay, I think you spaz you spaz out pretty hard, but overall it's not that bad because it's essentially a 4v2, so disengaging isn't that bad. Bye, you, thank you, I love you, man. I play Gangplank, plat elo. Should I continue to take teleport over exhaust? I take teleport on Gangplank, but that's a different beast entirely. If you're asking in general, I would always take offensive summoners in most all lanes nowadays. Yeah, I don't mind your ult to get out of the fight. I don't mind avoiding it. I don't even see who got that drat. Who got it? So it looks like they got it. Thanks for the cheer, bad kid. Love you, dude. Stream title says no stream today. What the fuck? It shouldn't. I'll update again. Yeah, dude. I'm over here thinking that this is just a messy fight that we kind of get locked into. But overall, your disengage with ult isn't that bad. You stay alive. No complaints there. You haven't really died yet in these lanes, so I'm happy that I see that. My only concern is that we haven't really... We're basically... It feels like this game we're letting the game come to us, which is what I hate about low elo. Like, I'm always about trying to take advantage of weak laners if we can somehow. But I suppose in your defense there's not much you can do with Ekko to remedy Malzahar. Let's talk about this for a moment. Now, this is a lack of awareness on your part, and I think that even though it kind of works itself out okay for you, it was more of the fact that you didn't seem to respond to it. I'm going to show you your vision. This sort of worries me that you're not seeing these situations occur before they occur. So, very clearly, watch this. Very clearly, Malzahar could very easily follow from where the fog was, right? So he backs into the fog, and like, he does kind of take, like, he kind of takes a lucky route in that it hits just as the fog dissipates, but regardless, like, you should know that he's going to follow a lot. The other thing about this that bothers me is that you are following to something that makes no, like, in terms of what is likely to happen, I don't think that this is the best idea to even go down here anyways, because you're basically responding to your teammates and like, I gotta help my team, but in reality, like, helping my team here is just putting you in a really questionable situation. Because, like, no matter what happens, Leona's probably dead. And the only reason that it works itself out, that you live, is just sheer luck, right? And your team just gets baited into something anyways. Like, you have to recognize that this fight is just trash. Caitlyn's dead, and it's just a numbers game, dude. It's literally just numbers that you need to look at. Literally, watch. I'll show you. This is how I would decide. I'll show you exactly what I'm saying. Watch. Okay, Caitlyn's dead. Don't know where Leona's going. No tower to fall back to. Leona's probably dead here very often. Hecarim ults over the wall. This is where I say, yeah, I ignore this. This just doesn't matter because Vi's top, right? Vi's top. I don't see any kill potential here that I can really execute. Aurelia's dead. Kennen's gonna draw some pressure to top side. So all I have to do is clear mid, right? But look what you do. You just autopilot. This is like an example of autopilot where you're not thinking about the game and what's going to happen next. Think like a chess player, right? It's one thing to see, like, you know, 2-3 steps ahead. You're thinking like, oh, maybe if I run here, I can help Leona. But it's like, if I run here and help Leona, now, let's say I get here, right? And then I throw a W here, or a W here and stun in this W and maybe jump the wall. But it's still going to be, at best, the absolute best case scenario is because of mid being here, 3 members chasing the Leona. Best case scenario is going to be a 3v2 or 3v4 where Leona is like 10%, 15% HP, and Vi is going to show up ultra late, and I'm going to have to bait with my ult. Right? Like, you have to know as a player that, like, this does not work. This won't work. And maybe it can. I don't know in what universe it works. But I'm just saying that it could potentially, like, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 20, 1 out of 40 times, it could work. But you as a player need to recognize shitty follows and shitty spots and avoid them in favor of correct situational awareness. Like, all right, that guy's dead. Try to push mid, planning to disengage upwards. So that's what I would have been thinking. I would have been thinking, try to thin this wave, because after they kill this guy down here, since they don't have a bot tower, right? Since bot tower's dead, Leona's dragging 3 people to me. So that means that after they drag 3 people to me, it's going to be me and Vi trying to hold a very weak mid tower. So instead, we should be trying to clear mid and then survive that push. Maybe have to give the turret, but I'm going to try to quickly throw my Q because Malzahar might, and this is where I'm saying you start getting into the chess world, right? Malzahar might come down for the Leona, which means that now if Malzahar is anywhere in this area, that's a free push. So I would just simply shove the wave, accept that Leona's dead, shove the wave, deny a push, back and reset, right? And then find the next spot. That's all this game is. Just risk management, risk assessment, saying, hey, this is probably fucked. So I'm just going to get whatever I can get out of this shitty situation and then reset and try the next spot. And just keep, you know, when the games are hard, it's all about just going backwards, back, and use each objective as a wall to place our back on and just be like, all right, let's see if we can do anything about this. No? All right, give this away. All right, let's wave clear, see if we can do anything about this. Oh, they're doing Baron. Maybe we can stop it. Oh, they got Baron. Maybe give this away and then hold it here, right? It's all going backwards until maybe we can find a spot. And then if you farm well, you make good decisions, and then at the end of it, you go Mateen, right? If you can't seem to find a good spot. Or maybe you're a pussy. In this case, I think that you just walk into a shitty spot. And I'm giving you this long rant so you can see that these types, if I see this once, I know for a fact that you do it all the time. And that's why I'm hammering home on it. It's because I know that you must not be analyzing the situation too heavily like I just did there if you decide to rotate there. And then you suicide, right? Suicide for the trade. Imagine the difference if we had simply let Malzahar run down there, get the Leona kill, and we shove mid and reset while Cannon pressures top. Or shove mid and roam up to top and maybe look for a quick dive on Aurelia. That's an option, potentially. Cannon no ult, maybe not. But I'm just saying that there's other things that we could come up with. If Cannon has ult, then yeah, you could definitely shove mid, roam up, and then potentially dive, right? Or maybe you can hit a lucky W and get Aurelia again, and then there you go. You open up a tier 2, trade tier 1 for tier 2, and then the game's like in a weird spot. But you got to think outside the box farther than that. See, look at that. Look at how that decision, and people watching this like, man, you spend a long time on that, right? Look at how that decision results in 2 turrets instantly. And your first death. But it's instant. Look at this positioning on this Caitlyn. So awful. Ooh, you kept ult? That's crazy. Good. Pushing a lane because you're safe too. I like seeing this. Your team is pushing down on mid, so I see no reason why you can't float down here and try to get this pushed all the way in. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have 3 people bearing down on mid. You have Hecarim's dead. You saw where some of the other opponents were. Aurelia's going towards top. Malzahar was towards mid. You have ult to work with. Not many people are going to be bot side very often, so I see no reason why you can't push. Okay. Did you just sub and I didn't acknowledge you? Oh, okay, no. You didn't, did you? No. Okay. I was going to be mad at myself. Yeah, they're getting pretty out of line here. I'd be pretty happy about this situation because we could very easily get an engage here. That's valuable. So let's look at our... We have no flash. Okay, they don't keep pushing. So that kind of sucks. I would really want them to push there. But now someone's going to go collect bots, so I would feel comfortable pushing out like you are, pushing mid lane. Average Joe, thanks for the 2 months, dude. Love you. Notice again. Notice how your inclination is to follow people around as opposed to push this. Just push this, dude. If they're not going to shove a wave, push a wave first. Relieve pressure. Rice Krispies, thanks for subbing. Love you, man. Welcome, Cracker. Dude, see this? Look, 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 look. This is what I'm talking about. Hello? Right? Why aren't you... You should be encouraging people to try to fuck with you. And you should be jamming this. Constant. Anytime that Malzahar isn't in lane, it should be an instantaneous. I'm going to try to push. I'm going to see if he'll let me push. Because you need to get pressure off of your jungler. You need to get pressure off of the map. That's your responsibility. Just like it was here when Leona's running up and Malzahar's coming down here to fuck with Leona, you need to see, oh, I'm free to push. Why are you free to push? Well, because Malzahar just showed he was here floating around. I'm fucking Ekko. I have an ult that lets me reset. I've got a lot of move speed. I've got a lot of fucking mobility. I've got Aurelia top. I got Thresh bottom, which means Kallista's also bottom. Like, go shove the lane. Why are you going bottom? Bottom's probably gone. Now Hecarim shoves a humongous wave to mid, right? That we're going to have to deal with now. Gets some decent damage on the turret. And tier 2 is pressured, right? Now, obviously, they overstay. But you see how something as simple as shoving a wave, to me, is more reliable than roaming around the map and just hoping for the best. Focus on the farm and keeping waves pushed. That's it. Don't worry about my team so much, dude. Team fight breaks out. Once the Aurelia teleport comes, that means we disengage, and you do, all the way out. Do not re-engage it. Do not re-engage it until Kennen shows up, because we're waiting for Kennen ult. Oh, lordy, lordy, what have you done? Nope, this is not what you want. Yeah. So, see how I'm talking you through the optimal decisions, right? As they're happening. Teleport shows. You take your kill, you go back to wait for Kennen. You're waiting for Kennen and you're waiting for his ult. And I know it's hard to think about on the fly, but that's what it's about, dude. Take your gimmies and then just wait for the next gimme. You don't have to outplay, you don't have to do anything fancy. Your intent, if you go back, this is what you should be thinking. I'm stunning with the intent of leaving, right? Notice how the intent of leaving, you're thinking, oh, I can maybe sneak a kill, right? That's not what your goal is here. Your goal is that you're stunning with the intent of going away, not with the intent of trading the kills. Why? Because we need the Kennen here, and if Kennen shows up and we keep our HP up, maybe we can turn. But now, since we're not able to help Kennen turn, he just shows up, doesn't do anything, right? It would have been nice if we had 60% HP, run them around the corner, you re-engage with Kennen with the ult, and then there you go, you got a decent spot to maybe hold. See how the wave shoved a tower? No one's getting that farm. That's all farm that's being missed. This is what I want to see more of. Okay. Let's talk about this fight. Yeah, CC locked, huh? That is actually incredibly unlucky, in my opinion. Yeah, you guys got shit on there. So, basically, you got CC locked. Kennen got exhausted when he ulted. There's a lot of reasons why, even though it looks like a decent open, it just... You guys just got shit on there. And this is a pretty good stopping point because it probably defines the rest of the game. Because that's probably the best thing that you're going to get. But unfortunately, Hecarim's is too big. And Space AIDS kills Caitlyn. So, let's go back over this game. So, you get essentially what is a break-even lane. We talked about how to use teleport more effectively as like a tool to pressure a lane as opposed to just a reset tool. You can use it to not only reset your items, reset your lane, but then apply pressure to the guy that you're facing. We could have done a better job with that. And a lot of your mistakes this game, like that fight honestly was not that bad. Like your attempt to follow up on an engage was pretty good. You just got CC locked. And that's, in terms of how often that's going to happen in solo queue, it's going to be pretty rare. So literally Malzahar ult into Hecarim ult before you can even press R. Like there's nothing you can really do about that if they successfully CC lock you. So I'm not even mad about that fight. I'm more mad about the Leona fight that broke open the map, as well as not shoving tower or shoving waves, especially here. Same thing happened. Malzahar left lane. You didn't just immediately shove. These are the types of things that decide the mid game. Remember, think like dumb comparison maybe. Think like think that you're the Germans, dude, like on fucking D-Day, and you're like in the bunkers. You know, when they come up on the beach, the doors open, and like fucking machine guns come in, and guys are running around without limbs and shit, and like Tom Hanks is sitting there in slow-mo looking around, like, right? Well, the whole strategy for that beach, right, was, you know, where these bunkers, when the bunkers fall, we go back. When that falls, we go back further. A couple villages fall, we go back to this bridge. That bridge falls, we go back. In League, especially in solo queue, for mids, from my experiences with mid, you're pretty much the Germans in this metaphor, okay? Because at the end of the day, your goal is to, okay, if we can take advantage of our laner, we do it. This case, you had a Malzahar, right, who's just kind of Malzahar. You can't really trade reliably, and you took kind of more passive line with the teleport. And we talked about the teleport and how we could use that better, but can't really take too much advantage of him. So your goal is to farm up and just keep... In this case, your teammates were losing, right? Your jungler was losing, for all intents and purposes. Your bot lane was losing. Your jungler was probably losing the hardest. Top lane was okay, but you need to understand the condition of the game. You know, how many heads on the minimap, what's the numbers of the fights, and you need to just keep pulling back, while every time someone gives you space, you push out. But you're constantly playing on the back foot so that you can find that one smart engage to grab control of the game. Because the thing about a champion like Malzahar, right, or even Aurelia, is like once they're not really even, they're slightly behind, it gets very, very tough. Malzahar especially, because Malzahar is a very immobile, like one-dimensional champ. He comes into lane, he has a very clean and clear lane phase. You fall behind, he walks at you and clicks on you, you're ahead of him, he can't really do much, and he just gets ran over. This particular instance, the jungle makes his life easier, and we continuously make bad follows and chases instead of just pushing our lane, and as a result, we lose way too many towers too fast, Hecarim's running around clicking on people, and we don't have much control of the outcome of the game. That's what we're trying to fix, okay? As far as Ekko goes, I don't see anything wrong with your mechanics, but at the same time, it's not the mechanics that irk me the most about this. It's the decisions that you make. Like I said, here, this fight wasn't even that bad. It's just you got unlucky. But it's more about, like, I see 4 people bottom side. Why would you just go and sandwich yourself to try to save some shitter? Why would you go and let people dictate your positioning around the map when I always say on my streams, it's about you, dude. Do your shit right. Focus on playing to your strengths and your knowledge of the game. Fuck your teammates. Your teammates are always... Think of your teammates, they're like... they're like, you know... They're like jailbait, dude. Your teammates are jailbait. They're like, look at these titties, right? And then you go and you try to grab them, and it's like, it's a 15-year-old. They're like, shit, I shouldn't have grabbed those titties. Now I'm going to jail. That's what your teammates are going to do to you. It's about being above all the stupid decisions, all the low elo jailbait, and then be like, man, no, I don't want to look at these. I'm going to fucking push mid to get my farm and find a better spot. Mute an idiot if he rages at you, and do the things right. Keep your XP advantage, keep your gold advantage. That's what you're looking for. Okay? Cool. YouTube, thanks so much for watching. Love you guys. Sneezy, like, subscribe, all that bullshit. I'm out. Peace, crackers. Thanks so much.